Hi, this is Shane Starr. It's been a while. I am doing this video in bright and sunny Orange County, California, in the city of Irvine. And I'm enjoying my lunch, and I was thinking about a couple of personality items lately, and with that in mind, let's just jump into it. Um, there's a lot of conflict between MBTI and Socionics in terms of which system is better, are they different, are they the same, and it's been contentious at times. And then more recently I've seen a trend of people saying that there isn't really that much difference in types, which I personally tend to disagree with. Historically, we've seen little or no correlation between types. And what I mean by that is, well, most recently there's a video by Rusted, one of, if not my favorite YouTubers on the subject. And he surprisingly said that the ENTJ and the LIE were basically the same type. And I hope I'm not putting words in his mouth, but I still have an issue with that. With all due respect to him, I still see these systems incompatible. It's almost as if in MBTI, if you had primary colors, like this type is yellow, this type is red, this type is blue. I would say in Socionics, they are secondary colors, or you could turn that analogy around if you want, but in Socionics, it would be orange, green, and purple, say. So although you can find the type closest to the one you are, they're not going to be perfectly correlated. My favorite example of this is the ISTJ, ISTP. And we all know they're flipped around, but it's odd that, the ISTP in MBTI sounds like the ISTJ sort of in Socionics. Still that P at the end and the J makes for a difference there, but even the nicknames craftsman and inspector are mixed around. But to move on from there, what I've been thinking about lately is the tertiary function, which in MBTI, it's, to quote personality hackers, it's childlike in its perspective and capability, but with moments of brilliance, often providing an unexpected source of insight. You can find that information on pages 53 and 54 in their book Personality Hackers, and I use that because that sort of represents a large chunk of the community. In Socionics, this same function comes in the number 6 spot, and they call it the mobilizing or activating function. And again, it's more described as like you appreciate help in this area. You see tasks as sort of like chores best left to others. It can be recreational at times, but being two-dimensional, you have a host of other functions that you can utilize better. It's more described as a weak unconscious function, which one understands poorly. So to me, take our most recent video of the ENTJ. So you think of that third slot SE, or mobilizing SE in Socionics, is an ENTJ, LIE, is their SE weak or strong? Which one is it? Or is it kind of in between? In MBTI, that's the one that can be so strong they can be mistaken for an SE lead. Whereas in Socionics, it's weak. You might try to boast, but you're going to fall on your face. It's not going to look good. So again, another good example, we have a lot of typologists who are either self-typed or it's agreed upon in the community that they are INFJs. and that type would be, the tertiary function for them is TI, mobilizing TI, INFP in socionics. And we know their love for TI systems. So are they good in TI? I mean, there's some whole personality theories like cognitive personality. Harry, he's very well read, very knowledgeable, INFJ, TI system. And incidentally, he thinks so highly of the third function that in his system, he's mostly looking at number 1 and number 3, or number 1, number 6 in socionics terms. But that's the main ego for him, as opposed to base and creative functions. I could think of even more examples, but I'll go with one more. Think of SEE's Julius Caesar and Napoleon Bonaparte, and then in MBTI they're most commonly typed as ENTJs, SE tertiary or SE lead in socionics. So I think there's a way to reconcile it, and I'm going to put the video below. I think the best one that probably is closest to my position on this is Jack of World Socionic Society. He has a good video on this function where he sort of brings them together. It seems to be more or less valued, even though it's technically unvalued in socionics. It's unvalued because you're not that good at it. And in both cases, it's sort of like a bravado, like, hey, watch, hold my beer while I do this thing, and then you just fall on your face, kind of thing. But I'm interested in other people, not that there's a lot of people watching this, but I'm interested in what other typologists have to say about this. Are the MBTI third slot and Socionics sixth slot identical? I think most people will want to say yes, or it's close to yes. I still think no. I think the third function in MBTI is more or less seen as something surprisingly strong, moments of brilliance, as I said. And I think in Socionics, that's kind of like maybe a try hard function, show off function, but you sort of suck at it. Anyway, that's all I got for today. Peace out.